Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be something different. Obviously by the title you can tell that this is a different type of video, but I really want to focus on things that I personally like on this channel. And one of the things that I happen to like is WWE, which is, you know, kind of a surprise to a lot of people, but I've been watching it since I was a kid. I actually like wrestling in general. Just WWE is kind of what I grew up on. So I don't know, I have always found it kind of interesting, and I usually watch the weekly shows. If not live, I'll watch them like the next day, but I normally watch the shows, and I don't know, I thought I wanted to start doing reviews, and I wanted to start this week because I thought that all the episodes were going to be like the first of the year, and then I realized that NXT had not actually a show, they had their award ceremony, and I realized Raw was still technically 2019. But regardless, we are going to do a talk through of these shows and a little bit of a review and give you guys my opinions. This past year, 2019, I actually went to an NXT house show and I went to Clash of Champions because they both were near where I lived, so that was really fun. So I'm excited to get back into this and all of that. So that being said, if you guys want to hear what I personally thought of the shows this week, keep watching. Alright, we're starting with Raw, which I apparently thought was in 2020, but it definitely wasn't. It was definitely like in 2019 still, but we're just gonna go with it because it's fine. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of stuff that happened, so we're gonna get on it. So opening segment featured Seth Rollins, AOP, and Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. So basically this started out with Kevin coming out and talking. Obviously he's been attacked by AOP and Seth Rollins, and you know, he's pissed about it, so he came out there and is talking about it, which then leads to Seth and AOP coming down, attacking him 3-on-1. But then what they weren't expecting was Samoa Joe is back. And I am very happy about it. As much as I love him on commentary, and as much as I think he really brought something to that commentary team, I'm happy to see him back in the ring. I like that they teased it last week, and I'm glad to see him. So, you know, a fight broke out between all of them. They had to come break it up, and then all of them were sent home. But clearly this isn't the end because it's WWE. It's never the end. But I really do think that, first off, this heel turn for Seth has been much needed because he was not doing well as a face. He was not getting over the way he needed to. And I like that we have Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens as faces, which is interesting, because I think both of them are really funny on the mic. I think that both of them are really good, and I'm excited to see them both as faces and to see where this actually goes, because I guess this isn't really, this kind of pushes Seth a little bit out of the title picture, so maybe we're going to see some different people competing against Brock once he comes back. So that's interesting. We had a match which I really want to talk about because I feel like underrated from TLC, was Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy, which was by far probably the best match at TLC. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It was fantastic. And for it to be so good without having the TLC stipulation of any kind, for it to not really have a backstory, fantastic match. They're so evenly matched. So we got a rematch on Raw. Once again, blew my mind. They're so evenly matched. It was so well done. I like that there's a little bit of like teasing, like when Buddy Murphy will go down into Aleister's like stance. It's interesting. I like that they are like well versed. Aleister got that win, but it was a really good match, and I highly suggest watching that one from TLC because it was definitely one of those matches where you might not have like thought too much about it because it wasn't one with the stipulation, but it was really, really good. We also got a segment from Becky Lynch, my queen, love her. Basically just talking about her match with Asuka, which is now official for the Royal Rumble. Super exciting. So we're getting a rematch from last year, just with the Raw title on the line instead. So I'm very, very excited. It's going to be really good. I'm very excited. I'm excited for Becky to be back, defending her title, not to be in a tag team, not to be, you know, obviously Survivor Series, she was put in that triple threat. We're not going to talk about that. But just to see her back defending her title and against someone that she's gonna have good chemistry with, because God knows the first couple months when they had her running against Lacey were a mess. And then we got her with Sasha, and it was going, you know, we had something going, and then Sasha got drafted, and then Becky's title just, you know, has been sitting on the shelf. But I really liked it. I wish we would have got a promo from Asuka, but I am very excited for this match, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of build up to it. So that's exciting. We also got Randy Orton and AJ Styles doing a promo kind of deal in the ring. Randy was supposed to be injured. I'm just to speed this up, Randy wasn't actually injured, and he RKO'd AJ just like I was expecting him to. I was like, why are they? I was so confused because I saw it on like the news. They're like, oh, Randy's injured. I'm like, they never make this big of a deal about an injury, like ever. So I knew it was probably fake, and just the way he was playing it up in the ring. But I love Randy. Him and AJ have really good chemistry in the ring, so I'm sure that's leading to more from them. Couple of other matches I'll go through really quick. Andrade, our new US champ, versus Ricochet. This was a fine match. It was just normal. Zelina got involved, which gave Andrade the win. We also had Charlotte versus Natalya. This match pretty much looks like every other Charlotte versus Natalya match. It's obviously not a bad match, but it is very predictable just because they faced each other many times. The only thing I really got out of this was Charlotte announced she was going to be in the Royal Rumble. I don't know why she needed to announce that, but she did. We also got the Street Profits versus the OC. Both of them are obviously really good. I enjoyed that. I think that it's good to build up Raw's tag teams. So cool with that. Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins took on Drew McIntyre in a 2-on-1 handicap. Drew McIntyre gave him a push. That's it. That's the statement on that. Eric Rowan came out. He defeated another local competitor and is still carrying around that cage, and we don't know what's in it. So I'm kind of interested. I don't know if I want to know what's in it, but if it's like a downfall, I'm gonna be pretty upset. Like, I want it to be something like weird. Like, I want it to be something crazy. So we'll see. All right, and then the last part was the wedding. Here's my deal with this. The E in WWE is for entertainment, so, you know, entertainment. There's been tons of weddings. I personally think the weddings are kind of funny sometimes. Sometimes they're entertaining, sometimes they're not. To each their own. I'll give Lana credit. I think she's playing up her character very well. I think she's playing up being very snobby and being like, oh, you're so lucky to marry me. I mean, I got a good chuckle out of her kind of just like talking about herself, writing Bobby's vows for him and all that. But really, this was a really long segment. It was probably like 20-25 minutes. But probably the most shocking part, I guess, was Liv Morgan coming back and interrupting the wedding because apparently she's in love with Lana. I don't really know what's going on there. According to Lana, everybody's in love with her though, so, you know, whatever. Which I think was a letdown for a lot of people, because a lot of people were thinking like, oh, she's gonna be in the Firefly Funhouse, which I don't know why anybody was thinking that, because she's not on SmackDown with The Fiend. She's on Raw. But I'm hoping they're gonna come up with something with her. Just give her something, and maybe this will eventually lead to Lana and Liv getting more matches. I don't know. I'm very confused. I don't know where they're going with this, but we're just gonna let it be for now, because, you know, you have to let things kind of flow. Of course, Rusev got involved. He was hiding in that giant cake. You had to know somebody was hiding in that giant cake. Why else would you have a cake that big? And obviously this is going to continue on, so I really don't have much to say. We're pretty much just stuck with this. But I mean, take it for what it is. It has hella views on freaking YouTube though, so I mean, I guess everybody's watching it. I don't know. Anyways, moving on to NXT, and I'm wearing gold and black for NXT. I mean, this is a pirate shirt, but still, I should have worn my Undisputed Era shirt. Oh my god. Okay, my bad. So like I said earlier, NXT really just did their awards. So normally NXT kills it, but I'm just gonna read out who won the awards and all of that. So Undisputed Era won Tag Team of the Year. No surprise there. They've done a fantastic job, and I think that is very clear. I think Undisputed Era in general has just killed it this year. Obviously, they're all champions. Future Star went to Dakota Kai. I think this was perfect. Dakota really, even though like her stuff has been more so this last couple months, she had one of the best heel turns I've ever seen. It was a perfect heel turn because it like gave so much emotion, because she's like attacking her best friend and she's like getting revenge for them not thinking she was good enough for this team, and it was just really, really good. I like the heel turn. I like the attitude. She had the heel turn that Bayley needed, basically, so props to her. Breakout Star of the Year went to Keith Lee. I think this is no surprise if you haven't been watching Keith Lee on NXT. He's been doing a fantastic job, and if the only time you've seen him is on Survivor Series, you still from that could see how good he is. But go and watch him on NXT because he is really, really good. Shayna Baszler won Female Competitor of the Year. I don't think this one was really a surprise because Shayna basically held the title the entire year pretty much until Rhea took it. So not a surprise. She ran over the whole division, so can't be too mad about it. Male Competitor of the Year went to Adam Cole. I think this is obvious. Big Adam Cole fan. He also got overall Competitor of the Year as well. I just feel like nobody's had a better year than Adam Cole. Like, Adam Cole's had the year to be a heel, but to be so popular with the fans is crazy. So I give him props. Then we had Cole and Gargano, who got Rivalry of the Year, and then they also got Match of the Year for their 2 out of 3 falls. And I thought both of those I thought obviously this was very well deserved because that match is incredible. Go watch that match. And their rivalry, it's pretty iconic. So giving that. I'm sorry, I took notes. Okay, so that was NXT. Obviously NXT will be back with regular programming next week, so we'll have something to talk about. Now, moving on to SmackDown. So we started the night out with a triple threat tag match. So we had Banks and Bayley versus Dana Brooke and Lacey Evans, and then we had Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So here's the thing. I don't really understand like why Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross were in this, because all of the drama is between Sasha Banks, Bayley, Lacey. I guess Dana's kind of in it if you want to throw Dana in there. So I don't really understand why Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross were there. However, it is what it is. That's what happened. So we have this triple threat and, you know, back and forth. Actually surprised me with the ending though, because it ended up being Dana and Lacey who won, which I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really thought it was gonna be Sasha and Bayley. So I was surprised that senton that Dana hit on Sasha, dear God, it looked like she broke her. I was kind of concerned. I was like, oh my God. Like, you ever just see like a move and you're like, they're dead. Like, she's dead. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, her ribs are probably broken. Like, I was stressed out for Sasha, but she's been posting on social media, so I guess she's okay. But yeah, no, it was kind of wild. I also forgot to mention before that, we had like a little bit of promos. I don't know who was giving Bayley this microphone, but you need to take that microphone and just give it to Sasha, because at this point, I can't listen to Bayley cut promos. Like, it's just awkward and uncomfortable, and her heel turn has not been what I needed it. And listen, I am the person that was sitting there like, Bayley needs to go heel. I said this. I was like, they need to cut that damn ponytail off her head, and I need her to go heel. They cut the ponytail off, and we got this haircut. So now where I'm like, that was a bad choice. I shouldn't have put that into the universe. But on top of that, I need Bayley to, like, give me some conviction. Like, Sasha's a heel. You believe Sasha is a heel. Lacey, when she was a heel, you believe she was a heel because she was doing things to be a heel, to get that energy from the crowd. I don't know what this crowd thinks of Bayley. I just am like, to me, she sounded like basically like a parent or a teacher, just like kind of like reprimanding like her kids or whatever. I don't know. It was odd. I want to see Bayley step out of Sasha's shadow, but I need her to do that like on her own. It's just so odd, and I don't like that she's constantly overshadowed by Sasha. I think that was one problem of putting them on the same brand, was that you knew that they were gonna eventually be together, whether it was against each other or as friends, and regardless, Sasha was going to outshine her. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. So anyways, that being said, that's what's going on. I also want to give Lacey Evans props, because Lacey, I had my doubts about her, which I'm gonna say a lot of that had to do with the fact that they threw her in on Raw and she was facing Becky, and we got like 3 very mediocre matches because Lacey was new and it was, you know, fresh. And It shouldn't have been 3 matches. They could have done 1 and she could have lost and we could have moved on, but they kept it going. So I had a lot of like, I don't know about her, but honestly, she's definitely improved and you can tell that. So props to her. Dana, good for Dana getting some recognition. God bless. She's only been wanting it forever. So good for her. Glad they got the win. It was interesting. It changed it up. Moving on, so we had a couple of matches. So we had Shorty G versus Dash Wilder. I thought it was interesting that Dash wasn't wrestling as a tag team today, so I thought that was interesting. So it was a little bit different. Really, this was a very short match, but the big thing that came from this was Sheamus returned, and you thought he was going to help out Shorty G, but no, he didn't. He kicked the shit out of his head, and I was like, bro, are you okay? Like, this is like the second time in like 20 minutes I've been like, are you okay? Like, I was already worried about Sasha, like, after that, and then like now he got his head kicked off. Crazy, wild, but you know, good for him. We also got Kofi versus The Miz, which this ended actually in an interesting way of The Miz getting basically angry and attacking Kofi after, and basically kind of signaling he's going back heel, which is really good because that means they are following the trend of the Fiend changing his opponents. So like with Finn Balor going back to NXT and, you know, doing that, and then you have like Daniel Bryan like becoming the old Daniel Bryan, and then you have like Seth going heel. Like, they're really following through with them going back to maybe their best versions of themselves because they let the Fiend in. I don't know. Also, just related to The Miz, we also got a sneak peek of John Morrison in his return when he answered the door for The Miz and was like, he doesn't want to talk. Do I think they should have waited till like the Rumble or something to have him come back? Yes. But if they don't have him wrestle until then, I could be okay with it. But I don't know. That must mean somebody important's coming back for the Rumble, right? Or not, maybe. So everybody, you know, we all know who everybody wants to see. Anyways, moving on, we also had Braun Strowman versus Cesaro. Cesaro, give this man a push. Let him do something. Let him win a match. Like, jeez. Okay, that's all I have to say on that. We also had Otis versus Drew Gulak. This was also interesting because Otis is normally in a tag team, so he had his own individual match. I thought that was interesting. We also have the back stage kind of thing with him and Mandy Rose and Dolph Ziggler. Then the main event was Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler, and this was interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, the Fiend showed up. He was, you know, teasing and messing with Daniel, obviously. Then he actually showed up and attacked Daniel Bryan, and I love the Fiend. I think the Fiend is one of the best characters that they put out, for sure. He's just creepy enough, but he's also so over with everyone that it's fantastic. So the Fiend showed up, the lights went all red and shit, and Daniel Bryan was, yeah, he was holding his own for a little bit, but then the Fiend, he got him. So after Daniel Bryan got taken out by the Fiend, then we saw Roman get attacked by Baron and Dolph, and they tried to handcuff him and do the same dog food thing that they had done the other week. And guess who came out to save him? The Usos. Yes, you heard me right. I'm still waiting on Naomi. But that being said, it was actually really, really good. They got a huge pop, which was fantastic. And obviously they are a family, so it was really, really cool to see. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with that. I didn't even know the Usos were on SmackDown, because I think they've been gone since the draft. So I didn't know they were on SmackDown, but like, that's interesting. So yeah, I just need my girl Naomi to show back up now, and it will all be good. But yeah, overall, I thought it was actually pretty good. I liked that there was a lot of comebacks to the show. It kept it interesting, and I like that we saw like some different matches that haven't been too overused. Definitely the main event was a little, I've seen all of these people together too many times. Like, I'm a little tired of seeing them all together. But I did like how we did get that ending with the Usos, and I liked that the Fiend showed up and all of that. So overall, SmackDown wasn't too bad. Raw was okay, and NXT, you know, it was an award show. So that being said, that is my review for this week. I will have one up for next week as well. I don't know what days I'll be posting these. I'm gonna probably try to do them on Sundays, but it's gonna depend like how my work schedule is. So I will let you guys know, but hopefully like Sundays. But that being said, that is my review. Let me know what you guys thought of these different things in the comments, and also let me tell me who you think needs a push. Okay, I'm telling you who I think needs a push. Drew McIntyre, give him a push, and Cesaro. And who else needs a push? Well, in the women's division, a lot of people need a push, so I'm not even going to go through that list because that's a lot. But that being said, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.